This is CTC News with Wesley Qatar, broadcasting from Sint-Eustatius, Dutch Caribbean. Sponsored by UTLNV, Windward Island Bank, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
It's Wednesday, May 8, 2013 on the Golden Rock. Good evening, I am Wesley Qatar and this is CTC News broadcasting live from CTC Studios at Statius Mall. In tonight's local news, agriculture delegation back from trip Nevis, dive site Charles Brown marks 10 years, station nurses continue week-long celebrations, free Mother's Day market and RCN study financing representatives to host appointments. Details in local news right after a word from our sponsors.
The greatest gift of all.
Education is the #1 driving force in a successful future. But great parenting prepares a child for the challenges to come and motivates any child to accomplish and succeed. Be your child's role model and be the best parent you can be. Learn great parenting guides and strategies at www.parenting.org.
Beyond the children.
Motivate and educate.
So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making.
CTC News, sponsored by UTLNV, Windward Island Bank, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
Commissioner of Agriculture, Carla Altea, Director Siem Dijkshorn, Slaughterhouse Manager Clyde van Putten, and Head LVV Roberta Henson traveled to Nevis on Tuesday morning, May 7th, to meet with the Minister of Agriculture in Nevis, Minister Jeffers. Discussions were held pertaining to the exportation of meat to Nevis. There were concerns about whether exportation would be continued or not. They also spoke on various exchange programs between two islands. One of the main topics discussed was developing agriculture on the island and exchanging of products. When and if there is an excessive amount, this can be sent over to Nevis. Things can be sold locally, but at times there is too much for consumption on the island and export is needed. In related news, in a press conference earlier on Wednesday, Commissioner Tea discussed in more details the results of the recent trip to Nevis concerning the ongoing meat export program in conjunction with LVV. He said the program had been thus far successful and the discussions were held as to how they would further proceed. Another topic during the meeting was the intention to revive agriculture on Statia as it was in the past. The Commissioner referred back to recent workshop on Nevis for persons in the community who had been interested in backyard gardens. Another topic on the agenda was the landfill, which Commissioner referred to as an eyesore, but assured the listening audience that it had been the government that it had the government's attention. The escalating problem of the landfill was one of the many problems discussed during the trip to the Netherlands in March by the Executive Council members. Commissioner Tea said he believes that an acceptable solution may have been uncovered. Further mention was made of the renovation plans for the schools and the goal to have the level of education brought up to the level of that in the Netherlands by 2016. The ongoing renovations of the school buildings are a part of those plans, Tea said. Dive site Charles Brown has made its 10-year mark after being purchased by Island for symbolic $1. 1 cent per meter of pure steel is a bargain, but the AT&T board liked the idea to make the vessel into an artificial reef. Most stations helped clean the vessel before it was sunk on July 25, 2003. A large crowd also turned out to witness the sinking of the vessel. Now, 10 years later, the 100-meter-long wreck attracts large shoals of horse-eye jacks, turtles, and huge resident barracuda named Charlie and more. Thousands of divers explore the wreck and witness the transformation from a white steel vessel into a living reef in the past 10 years. Station's nurses traded in their uniforms for paintbrushes as they painted the home of senior citizen Emma Grovel as part of the Community Day in celebration of Nurses Week. The nurses were assisted by 2 volunteers. Nurses Week of activities continues with a radio program on shedding light at 9 a.m. on Wednesday and Zumba at Earl Merkman Sports Auditorium at 7 p.m. A cycleton will follow on Thursday and a service at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Newton's Pasture at 9 a.m. Persons still undecided about what to get their moms for Mother's Day should attend the pre-Mother's Day market. Then the general public is invited to pass by the Wilhelmina Park, where you can get your gift baskets, cosmetics, and arts and craft. There you can also make use of our fresh plants, herbs, local food, and so much more. Opening hours for the upcoming local market is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. To the students and parents of children interested in obtaining information regarding study financing, RCN Study Financing is herewith informing you that Mrs. Idra Mauricio and Mr. Jefferson Kofi will be visiting St. Eustatius Thursday and Friday next week. For appointments, please contact Ruth Woodley at the RCN office at telephone number 318-3372. This press release was issued by Senior Communications Advisor for SEBA and St. Eustatius, Ms. Alida Francis. Coming up next in regional news, Caribbean Trust and Law Firm Scoop Awards, new coalition requests meeting to pass no confidence motion. More details in regional news and later international news right after this break.
The greatest gift of all.
Education is the #1 driving force in a successful future. But great parenting prepares a child for the challenges to come and motivates any child to accomplish and succeed. Be your child's role model and be the best parent you can be. Learn great parenting guides and strategies at www.parenting.org.
Beyond the children.
Motivate and educate.
So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making.
CTC News, sponsored by UTLNV, Wynwood Island Bank, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
Trust and law firms scooped the first ever Society of Trust and Estate Practitioners Caribbean Awards held in St. Kitts on Sunday. Meritus Trust was recognized as Caribbean Trust Company of the Year, while law firm Murant Osanes received the accolade of Caribbean Legal Team of the Year. Tim Prudo, chair of the judging panel, said, "These awards demonstrate the vitality of the Caribbean as a center of excellence in wealth structuring. I congratulate the winners, and they should be doubly proud as the standard of competition was very high." Lisa Wilcox of Scotia Trust in the Bahamas was named Caribbean Student of the Year. She had registered the highest overall grade of her peer group for the STEP Diploma in International Trust Management in an award kindly sponsored by CLT International. Trust and legal teams must have been based on an island in the Caribbean or Bermuda or Belize to qualify. Further in regional news, on St. Martin, the new coalition of the United People's Party, Democratic Party, and independent member of Parliament, Romain Laville, is seeking to pass motions of no confidence against 5 of the 7 members of the Council of Ministers. It has requested that this meeting be held on Friday. The letter requesting this urgent meeting of Parliament states that it is to establish that Ministers William Marlin, Roland Tuitt, Roland Duncan, Romeo Pantaflet, and Sylveria Jacobs no longer enjoy majority support from the Parliament. The letter was submitted to President of Parliament Rudolph Samuel on Tuesday. According to the letter, the motivation for the meeting is that it is of utmost importance to give clarity to the population about the reason for the withdrawal of support from the National Alliance-led coalition, in particular the 5 ministers who were appointed by National Alliance and independent MPs Patrick Illich and Franz Richardson and Laville. Only Prime Minister Sarah Westcott Williams and Health and Labour Minister Cornelius de Weaver, both DP, have not been named in the letter. The new coalition cited in the letter that the request for this urgent meeting is based on Article 35 of the Parliament's Rules of Order. Meanwhile, a plenary session of Parliament has been convened for Monday, May 13, to discuss the political developments since Sunday that have resulted in a shift in support in Parliament. National Alliance parliamentarians and Richardson requested that meeting on May 6th. In international news, submarine ridge of Brazil, piece of sole original continent. Brazilian and Japanese researchers say a granite formation deep off the coast of Brazil could be a piece of an original continent that existed before the Americas, Africa, Europe, and other major land masses drifted apart. After a month-long expedition using a research submarine, the scientists say the so-called Rio Grande elevation, a rise on the ocean floor of about 1,500 kilometers southeast of Rio de Janeiro, features granite and minerals including iron, manganese, and cobalt that differentiate it from the rest of the surrounding seabed. As such, the researchers believe the formation could be a lost piece of Pangaea, the sole continent that geologists say existed before today's continents began to drift apart hundreds of millions of years ago. While the hypothesis must be still tested through further research, the lost piece could revolutionize our understanding of the formation and evolution of the Earth's crust, said Roberto Ventura, a director at the Brazilian Geological Service and a member of the team that announced the discovery on Monday. The research was conducted aboard the Shinkai 6500, a Japanese submarine currently deployed as part of a joint mission by the Brazilian Geological Service, the Oceanographic Institute of the University of Sao Paulo, and the Japan Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology. The mission, which will resume after a break in Rio, is gathering geological and biological samples collected in various portions of the South Atlantic. There you have it, folks, our news stories for this evening. Coming up next after the break, your 3-day weather forecast for the islands of Statia Sabre and St. Martin. Details and local weather conditions right after this.
CTC News, sponsored by UTLNV, Windward Island Bank, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
And now for your 3-day weather forecast. We begin tonight on St. Eustatius and Sabre. Tonight, Wednesday, May 8th, scattered showers with temperatures of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 50% chances of rain with the winds east at 18 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Thursday, May 9th, scattered showers with temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% chances of rain with winds east at 19 miles per hour. Then on Friday, May 10th, scattered showers with temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 50% chances of rain with winds east-southeast at 15 miles per hour. We now move over to St. Martin. Tonight, Wednesday, May 8th, scattered showers, temperatures of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% chances of rain with the winds east at 19 miles per hour. Tomorrow, May 9th, Thursday, scattered showers with temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% chances of rain with the winds east at 18 miles per hour. Finally, on Friday, May 10th, scattered showers with temperatures of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% chances of rain with the winds east at 17 miles per hour. And that concludes our CTC News live edition for this evening. Join us again on Friday as we continue to bring you the latest in what's happening in local, regional, and international news. See you on Friday, but until then, do have a good one.